Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Ass Hat Podcast here on YouTube. I'm your host, Newt. This is an inside joke comic. Well, this is an inside joke, and I forgot this was a comic. There's somebody that a bunch of us know. Let's call us the EC Universe. The Exploited Cinema Universe people. People that have been on the show. You got Bat 32, you got The Goat, you got Delroy, you got Strebo, you got, Zack Attack. You got a bunch of people. Riverman, a lot of people. Even J-Dog. This guy that did a video advertising like Kung Fu Hut or Karate Mart or one of these places. He's got this sword. Dude's fat now, like huge fat. He's out in his driveway stabbing trash with this ninja sword. So we just nicknamed him Fat Ninja. Jokes for weeks and months about, oh man, watch your trash, fat ninjas out there stabbing it. Well, right after that, I happened to be in the sadly now closed Comic Commander comic shop. And I'm digging through their cheap bins, which is their dollar bins of indie stuff. And I'm like, oh, Fat Ninja, I gotta grab this. And I'm like, oh, it's Silverwolf. I like Silverwolf. And see, it was $1.50 when this came out in December, whatever. It's issue 4, Silverwolf, the Fat Ninja. And most of the Silverwolf books had this look to them, a border, the image, the logo, the shit, And this would be 86, published monthly by Silverwolf. I like their... I like their samurai-looking Iron Man right there. There's Fat Ninja. And this is the story. This is who did this book? It's near the end of the Fat Ninja. And the Ninja books are hot, so you do whatever you publish whatever you could to get people buy it. And black and white books are 86. So this was the explosion that happened, the Ninja explosion, the black and white explosion, the comedy book explosion. All this happened and created Fat Ninja. Which, I don't know who owns this character now. I'd love to find out. Because I think a collection of this would be great. Because there's only 6, 7 issues tops. There ain't a lot. There might only be 5. You see, the art ain't nothing spectacular, but it's not bad. It's decent art. And this is very metaphysical. It's sad. Most comic characters never know. You must be wondering why I chose to tell you. My ninjas, the Horde, the ones who sent you here, have been told quite a bit about you. I'm impressed. Have told me quite a bit about you. I'm impressed. I would like you to join my horde. What do you say, or can you? Can you nod, boy? I don't suppose you play charades. A little mime, perhaps? Use a pointy sword of yours to scratch and say, spell out letters. Letters, boy! Those alphabet things. Are you? The tide's moving in. We better move on. You see that, boy? Look there at the village. The locals call it Graghanahog, but that's not important. Its major crop is chufflewit, and the population is diluted. It is significant in every aspect except like every other city. I could wipe out a win if I want to, but I choose not to. Where would the beauty be? That's why I've unplugged the Galactic Refrigerator. You've heard of it. A remarkable machine coordinating the forces between the galactic food chain. First producers will go screwed, then animals. Delicatessens. In this way the galaxy shall die. And ashes shall rise a new galaxy. My galaxy of my creation. Like I said, very metaphysical. Okay, 86. Is it possible? Possible that Grant Morrison read this and was like, ooh. Because it's only, a couple of years later he's doing Animal Man. The impression I've always got is, by issue 4 or 5, he had the idea how that would end if he got to run it that long, so. Look at Fat Ninja fighting the grassy knoll men. Gary Amaro's the story and pencils, Emilio Saltero's the inks, and Chris Silver's the cold plot. And that remain was the laughter, and there's Fat Ninja. And then we get all the other Silverwolf releases. And Silverwolf is known for grips, which was early Tim Vigil stuff, yeah. And Fantastic Fables had some more Vigil. You would buy Silverwolf stuff to get some Tim Vigil stuff. Who was that other guy? Is it Tim Tyler, maybe? This is the company I remember hearing about, just never got any of their stuff, and then when I found this, I kind of want that Fat Grams. And look at this. Subscriptions are $15 for 12 issues, Silverwolf Newsletter, which is $6 for 12 issues, Wolf Prints, which is $27.50 for 12 issues. Wow. Okay, Wolf Prints, the magazine, gives you all information about Silverwolf comics, games, software, and posters, and Silverwolf Newsletter shows what's happening in the comic universe. Okay, so here's what they got coming out. They don't really say, they don't say monthly, so I have no on this. We got Black and White comic book art series, comic book trivia, Dark Assassin, Dragon Quest, Dungeoneers, Edge, Eradicators, Fantastic Fables, Fat Ninjas, Grips, Guillotine, Legion X1, Legion X2, Nightmaster, Port, Real Games, The Silverwolf Comic Talent Search, Stetch, Thieves, Victim, Deadly Dungeoneer, Yesterday's Dream, Tomorrow's Nightmare. The color comics coming soon. Cosmears, Gravitator, Hellhounds, Lance, Mystic Isle, Silverwolf Chronicles, Silverwolf Friends and Fiends, Silverwolf Newsletter, Silverwolf Tales, and Split Second, then the magazine. Okay, I have issues of Dungeoneers, almost a full run. I might have an Eradicators. I got X1 or X2 of the Legion thing. I got Fat Ninja. No, there's their games. Holocaustic Dungeon. Holocaustic Dungeon is a game of futuristic dungeons, a place of scientific weapons as well as archaic weapons where the shap's adversaries wait to destroy any unsuspecting adventurer who best travel through. The game may be played solo with as many people as you can stand. In just a few minutes, you can be trying your character against the first dungeon, which is included with the basic rule set. Arena, the game which takes you to pass all the hocus pocus adventure. There are no longer good guys and bad guys. There are just you and your opponent. You must win or lose. You live or die. You meet the challenge. This is a game of highly competitive nature. If you believe in the competition, this is a game for you. You made no bones about it being a violent game. The alternate name for this game was Hack and Slash. Well, you see how long this has been in the bin. Look at all that rub off on the back cover. I mean, yeah, this is going to be one of those that be hard to find in high grade. But Fat Ninja. If you enjoyed that, give me the thumbs up. Laters.